Man, are you hungry? I haven't eaten since later this afternoon.
Hello, welcome to Cynic Critique, where we get real with cult films. I'm your host, Thomas, and I'm here with my brother and co-host, my bro-host, Brian. This week, we're looking at some indie cult favourite sci-fi with 2004's Primer, 2012's Safety Not Guaranteed, and 2013's Coherence. So we'll be starting with Primer.
Yeah, we'll do release order.
Yeah, get straight in there.
I was going to read IMDb's synopsis, but I just remembered it's not very good.
Yeah.
So a small group of friends build what turns out to be a time travel device, and they then figure out how they're going to use it and how it works.
There was value in the thing, clearly, that they were certain of.
I mean, that's the best way to describe it with not giving too much away, because I think this is a film that's really great with the less you know going in.
Yeah.
It is known as a bit of a, I'm not going to swear because we'll get,
mind bending.
Yeah,
It's a mind bending.
That's it, yeah.
Mind bending.
Yeah, I was going to say it's one that messes with your head.
Yeah, all that.
But I think this is one of my favourite sci-fi films of the modern era, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get into it, we should go into a bit more. It's directed by Shane Carruth, who plays the lead character. Well, he also did the editing, I think, cinematography, as
score.
sound.
Yeah, score as well.
Co-starred by David Sullivan as his friend Abe, Carrie Crawford as Kara, which is Aaron's partner, Casey Gooden as Robert, and I can't read my writing, Anand Apadaya, I think it is if I'm saying it right,
I'm not.
as Philip.
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt that name. I'll probably do as good a job as you did anyway.
Before we get anywhere with it, I think what people might find really interesting about this movie is that Ryan Johnson says it's the best time travel movie.
And why is it important that Ryan Johnson says that?
Well, he made Looper, and it sounds like, not 100%, that he's friends with Carruth, who wrote and made this film.
Yeah.
And he sent the script to him, and Carruth said, "You've got time travel all wrong."
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you can have time travel all wrong when it's not really possible yet. I say yet.
No, but they have to work within the realms of theories and that
Yeah.
to some point of realism.
Yeah.
I feel this, to me, feels like one of the most likely ways of time travel. I mean, it helps for the fact you don't truly know what they've done,
Yeah.
but they discuss it in a way where it feels real and believable.
I'm going to say they set up their rules. So
Yeah. Yeah.
then where for me it becomes the Fight Club of time travel movies. It's two guys, set of rules.
Yeah.
And they have to follow them.
Or do they?
Rule number one, do not talk about time travel.
Oh, it's not the rule. Also, for a movie made on $7,000, it's kind of obvious it's made with that sort of money, but it works to the advantage of this coming across as quite a realistic film, yeah.
To be fair, I thought you were going to say, for a movie filmed on $7,000, it looks really good.
I mean, it made with $7,000 though, and it made $841,926 back. So
That's a lot of profit.
yeah, I mean, it's not much more than the budget for Safety Not Guaranteed, which we'll be talking about next.
Yeah.
Which I think is unreal, because this movie is, I think, a lot better than Safety Not Guaranteed. There's just something about this. It feels gritty and raw, and
I won't really describe it as gritty.
yeah, it's like an uncleanliness to it in a way, isn't there? Because they keep their little machine in a storage unit.
Yeah.
In fact, there's something else really good about this. They don't refer to their time travel device. I was doing quotation marks with my hands, but I forgot it's an audio podcast. Yeah, they don't say time travel device at all. I think they refer to it as the box,
Yeah, I believe so.
which is cool and everything. Well, it's not cool, but it's interesting, should I say. And in how that's done, it just adds to this level of realism to the film. But at the same time, I think if time travel was created amongst you and a friend, you'd be like, "Oh my God, bro, I've just made time travel. This is a time travel machine." You know?
I'm going to say it's similar to zombie movies where you're looking at a zombie and they go, oh my God, it's someone who is undead.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But there's some really good stuff in this. Like, before they decide what they're going to do with this box, because I don't really know. It's done in a way where it seems like they don't know what they're making while they're making it. Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, watch this when I uncup the battery.
Yeah.
It's like, what's it doing? Is it running on its own thing? He's like, I don't know. So start doing these weird little experiments with it to find out what it is. And then they find out there's a buildup of protein, but they don't know what that is. They take it to a guy in a lab and he tells them it's protein. He's like, where'd you get it from? And he's like, oh, so like whatever. And he thought it was a prank because apparently it was like 5 to 6 years worth of protein.
Yeah.
And it's this type of protein that I guess works like a bacteria and it would grow on a person from their sweat and so on. It seemed like a natural thing. So obviously, yeah, it's a bit mucky. And then I think they really reveal how much time traveling's happening in this by putting his watch in. Was that right?
Yeah.
It starts really basic. You're kind of pleased for him anyway. And then it starts to unravel when these rules that they've made start getting broken, I guess.
Yeah.
Without saying too much. Because, like I said, the less you know, the better. Other interesting things, though, I believe everything was shot in one take.
Yeah. Everything was one take. And they pretty much used all the footage. I think there's not really much deleted. I think the only thing they had to delete, what was it?
I can't remember.
It's not like, because there was a Sprite can in view.
Oh, right. Product placement.
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
And they just had to go, can't use that.
There is a weird, like, subplot that doesn't really get explained as well.
I don't know if you want to mention that or just let whoever watch it and just go, like, where does that go?
Watch it and see if you find out what that subplot even is. You might not realise on the first time.
I gotta say, if you can figure it out, just...
there is a really good short YouTube video that helps people understand this in a really simple way. I discovered it last year when I rewatched this film.
Yeah.
When I couldn't sleep one night, and that was a good video.
This film had been keeping you up that long. You couldn't sleep that night and you had to watch that video just to figure it out.
No, that wasn't at all. I wanted to watch the film again, but no, I was watching some film theory videos on YouTube, and then this one popped up about explaining Primer, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a watch. And I was like, oh, they made that sound really simple. And then I was like, I do like Primer, so I'll watch it again. So I watched it again.
Yeah.
I think we watched it this time through Freevee.
Yeah.
Which is like a free TV service through Amazon. Yeah. I don't even think you need an Amazon subscription to use Freevee. It was IMDb TV. So if you're interested in checking it out in the UK, Freevee, I assume it's probably on Freevee and other streaming services worldwide. It is 20 years old this year, which has only just occurred to me.
Hitting the anniversaries this year.
But it's a great film. And any person that's a fan of time travel, it's definitely worth checking out.
Other mind-bending movies. And you want to... And you want those things. I'm going to say, if you want to watch something and really have a good think, this is it.
Yeah.
About 80 minutes of hardcore thinking.
Or read Plato.
Yeah, could do that.
He was a famous thinker. Shall we move to the next one, or is there anything else you'd like to add about this?
Well, I was going to say, if I'm right, Shane Curry didn't really have any experience in any of the fields he was actually doing before making this film. I think he jumps into the lead role because they couldn't find an actor.
Oh, yeah.
He ended up doing the score because... why not? And everything else pretty much just because it didn't have the budget. Really.
Yeah, and they shot on film, which is more expected, I guess, at that time.
Yeah.
And he had to run all the film through into digital so he could edit it on his computer at home. So it lost some visual quality and I think sound quality. So they had to do some ADR work on pickup line.
Yeah. Well, apparently, because they've got like that little footage sort of thing filmed, the 80 minutes with like full.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of it. I'm just going to ask you if you heard him mutter cut at the end of any scenes.
I don't remember hearing. It would really depend on your quality of sound system at home and really paid attention to it.
That's why I thought, but I didn't hear it, but keep your ear out.
I feel like watching it with my headphones on now.
Yeah, apparently Mutton's cut every sort.
Brilliant. There's something about its video quality, actually, that reminds me of the first Saw film.
That sort of just cheap, it's just grainy.
Yeah, that's why I said gritty, because it's just that. And there's like a weird texture of heat to it as well. Like, it just looks hot where they are.
Well, I imagine it's LA.
I would guess so. I never looked that up. I'll see if I can quickly find it.
I was about to say I might be able to.
Shall we move on to the safety not guaranteed? Well, I just looked that up. Or shall I call edit pause?
Oh, filming
Doing it.
locations. It's Texas.
All right, so it is hot.
Yeah.
I assume Texas is hot, right?
Always looks hot.
Yeah.
Unless it's winter.
Man, are you hungry? I haven't eaten since later this afternoon.
Sounds like you on any other day.
I wrote that quote down. I just found it turning the page for safety not guaranteed.
Oh, I'll read the synopsis for Safety Not Guaranteed then, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Safety Not Guaranteed is 3 magazine employees head out on an assignment to interview a guy who placed a classified advertisement seeking a companion for time travel.
Yeah, like we all do.
I'd do it, Gunnar.
How about this time travel ad? Guy writes a classified that reads, "Wanted, someone to go back in time with me. This is not a joke. You'll get paid after we get back. Must bring your own weapons. Safety not guaranteed. I've only done this once before." I want to find this guy. See if maybe he believes in this stuff. I don't know. I think it could be funny.
You want to do it?
Can I get a couple of interns? Help me with
I'll
the
do
research?
it. Me, too, please. Me.
I love how it's just, I've only done this once before.
Yeah.
Directed by Colin Trevorrow, who did the Jurassic World movies, and written by Derek Connolly, who also did Jurassic World movies, and I think he did Kong Skull Island. He did do Kong Skull Island. It stars Aubrey Plaza as Darius, Mark Duplass as Kenneth, Jake Johnson as Jeff, and Karen Suni as Annie. But if I'm wrong, the role of Darius was written for, well, actually, it was originally written as, this was actually like,
It was going to be a bro movie, wasn't it?
yeah, and then he saw Aubrey Plaza in Funny People, so he rewrote Darius as specifically for her. And then Colin Trevorrow was pretty much like, I've seen Jake Johnson in,
That'd be New Girl, no? Surely.
probably just wanted to work with Jake Johnson.
I think they're friends, but I'm not 100% on that.
Maybe.
Mark Duplass, you may recognise from, what are them films called? There's 2 of them. They're Netflix films. They're great.
Creep.
Yeah, Creep and Creep 2.
too.
Karen Sony is Depinder in the Deadpool movies, the taxi driver.
Yeah.
He was in something else recently, and I can't remember what now. And he was in one of, it might have been Amazon Prime's first created show for Amazon, Beaters.
Yeah,
And about a group of tech developers.
that was good.
Yeah, I really liked it anyway. Only lasted like 8 episodes. Oh, Office Christmas Party, that's what he was in as well.
Yeah, it pops up in quite a few
Yeah.
obscure comedies or usually stuff like this, really, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
independent. Again, Jake Johnson does a lot of these sort of films.
Yeah, Jake Johnson's got a few decent ones under his belt, to be honest. We should maybe do an episode just highlighting some of them.
I would love that.
Because this is my least favourite out of all the ones that I've seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you got such a downer on this film?
I haven't.
Is it because of Colin Trevorrow?
No. I just don't think it's as good as the other 2 we're discussing today. And I don't think it's as good as some of the other Jake Johnson indie films we've watched.
I do really like a lot of Jake Johnson's films. Writes and directs, doesn't he? Can't remember what names of them are. Should have had that noted down.
Self-Reliance, I think's one.
Yeah, I believe so. Matt Duplass on this film, he shot all his scenes in 2 weeks. And it was shot in 4 weeks.
Sounds like time travel by itself.
Yeah, I think that's quite interesting. Matt Duplass and his brother Jay are also producers on this film.
They do a lot together, don't they?
Yeah,
They've got an anthology series they did. I can't remember what it's called now. Room 104 or Room 407 or something like that, is it?
Room something. I love that.
Great, anyway.
Yeah, watched a few of those. When this was accepted into Sundance, for some reason, Colin Trevorrow decided to go redo the ending.
Oh, yeah, he decided. Yeah.
I don't know what the original ending is. I don't want to say what the ending is to this.
Okay, well, I know what the original ending is.
Well,
but
I didn't know,
I think
but I don't know exactly.
Well, okay, I don't have the ins and outs, but
Yeah.
I have enough to say. But I think if I say it would make it obvious what the end to this is.
Because the fact he said he had to go and reshoot it, I was like, oh, maybe I can find it on YouTube, what the original was. I can see the original ending. Not on YouTube.
Is it not?
No, it might be on DVD or something as an extra, but I doubt it. What I do find funny is you did mention Ryan Johnson, so I do have to mention the fact that this movie was Colin Trevorrow and was supposed to do the last Star Wars movie. He did the episode 9.
Yeah.
And didn't. I just feel like it was an odd connection there between Star Wars movies.
Okay. Yeah, that never occurred to me at all, to be honest.
No?
But no, not a little bit.
God damn. I find this movie really enjoyable. I really like Matt Duplass as this absolute paranoid and just obscure sort of character that you just don't know it to believe what he's on about all the time and how he goes on about everything.
Yeah, he's very
eccentric.
Yeah, but almost you don't believe him because he comes across crazy as well as eccentric.
The dialogue is just so over the top of whatnot sort of thing. It really works, I think.
Also, for any car guys, do you know what car Douglas drives?
Oh, no, I don't.
This is a car I would love to own. It's a 1977 Datsun 280Z.
And
Yeah,
why do you have that noted?
because it's a car I'd like to own.
Oh, it's just that there is some trivia on the cars in this film.
Oh.
And I didn't have it noted, but it's when you see the advertisement in the paper, there's an advertisement for his car for sale, but it's not actually his car. It's just the same make and model, I assume.
Right, okay.
And then there's another car that's seen in the film, and that's also on the same page.
It's probably just reusing them, right? I do have one fun fact for this, and I checked it to make sure it's true, and it still exists. I took a screenshot, so anybody can look this up themselves, provided they have a Facebook account. I do have this.
Right, I do not know what you were going to say. Carry on.
Right, Jeff, which is Jake Johnson's character, talks about an ex-girlfriend called Liz. She's played by Jenica Burgers or Burgers, depending on how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Right, well, that character Liz is on Facebook. There's a Facebook profile.
Oh, if it's what I think it is, I know what you're going to say.
And they only have, there's no profile picture on their profile, I don't believe. And they only have 2 friends. And sadly, I've not made note of their name, so I'll just quickly look at my screenshot. There we are. They're from Ocean Shores, Washington, which I believe is where they're supposed to be in the film.
Yep.
And 2 friends. One is Anne Celery, and the other, oh damn, I can't read that full name because Jennifer's too long. But it's Jennifer P.O. something as surname. But anyway, they are the hairstylist and makeup artist on this film.
What I thought you were going to say was it's kind of based on a true story.
Oh yeah, there was an old ad from the...
Yeah.
Is there something there?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. That was a real advertisement.
I had a feeling you'd bring that up, but I really enjoyed that little fun fact about Jeff's girlfriend. I thought, I'm going to have to fact check this. And off I went. And I've kept that secret because I didn't want to tell you when we watched the film. Whatever it was when we watched it.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Kristen Bell has a little cameo in this as well, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Might spoil the film to say who she is in it, really.
Yeah.
And this film had a budget of $750,000 and grossed $4.4 million US. I just thought I'd throw that in now.
I'm going to say, loving telling me the budget on these ones.
I love budgets on indie films, especially when they're so small, but this one I don't feel small enough.
Not small enough. It's this needed less budget.
Well, yeah, Primer was shot for $7,000, and I find it a lot more entertaining than this. I mean, this is a nice little quirky comedy, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost bordering on romantic comedy as well, in a sense.
I suppose so. Maybe I just really like Jake Johnson too much.
No, he's great. Jake Johnson's a brilliant comedy actor, but again, I think I've seen him in better things.
I'm going to say I have seen him in better stuff, but I do think this is a nice little film just to sit down to. It's an enjoyable one. It's a funny one. And I think it's worth it just for Mark Duplass character in it. I think
Mark Duplass is amazing. He's so good in Creep as well. So good in Creep.
I prefer him in Morning Show.
Oh yeah, Morning Show. Yeah, he's good in that as well. Yeah,
Morning Show, but gets overshadowed by Billy Crudup being absolutely brilliant. But we're not here to talk about that.
No. John Hamm's in the latest season. I haven't watched it yet.
Damn it, Brian. We're not here to talk about that.
Sorry. Jeff Smurfs is in a Smurfs movie. Sorry.
I feel I have to watch a Smurfs movie now.
No, you don't. Came out same year as that horrible The Mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
Jake Johnson's really good in that horrible movie, though. I remember watching the Mummy movie and you go, Jake Johnson's really good in this. It's a shame this movie is really bad.
I mean, Tom Cruise is really good, but that movie's really bad. It should have been good.
Had potential, but it weren't going to be the Brenda Fraser one, was it?
No, it weren't. That film's an absolute gem. I have no extra notes on this now.
I'm going to say I've said everything I feel I can say now, I think. Sure. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep saying it is just a good film and worth a watch.
It's got a nice charm to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's an easy watch as well. I don't think...
Well, like I said, the cast alone is just brilliant. Aubrey Plaza, Jake Johnson, Mark Duplass. I think 3 of you are great in everything I've seen. Really
good fun family film, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so, isn't it? You could just watch this with anybody and it's not going to...
Yeah, I was going to say, there's nothing to truly have to think about, like, heavily or anything. It's just one, you sit back, just enjoy the ride.
You try and watch Primer with a lot of people, they'll be like, what's happening? I'm confused.
My mind is broken.
Yeah, that is a good film, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, these are all great films. We're not bringing any bad films to the table this week.
I'm going to say, not like last week. Hopefully that is our first and last time. But I felt like it had to be done.
No, I'm going to bring in a bad movie on purpose one week.
I'll blackball it.
Can only blackball 3 of my movies.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, you can only blackball 3 of mine. So, move to Coherence, 2023.
2013.
Yep, my bad.
Yeah, time traveling.
Yeah.
Everyone else still not have service?
I got 0.
On the news, they're talking about the comet.
Yeah.
Wheeler's comet.
After it passed, people get lost, they would end up in the wrong home. And they keep telling people that this can happen.
Okay, the synopsis for this is, strange things begin to happen when a group of friends gather for a dinner party on an evening when a comet is passing overhead. That sounds a lot more simple than this film is.
Oh, yeah. This is probably just as mind-bending as Primer.
I don't know if it is, because I started writing down what was happening and I was thinking, actually, this is really easy to follow because it's kind of explaining it to you as you go along.
Yes. If you are truly watching it and paying attention, it's very easy to follow. But if you miss any detail, you may get a little lost.
Important things. Anything the tall guy says, he was called Hugh.
No, to call him tall guy.
He looked like a bargain basement Liev Schreiber.
Yeah.
Just so you definitely don't know what about. Listen to anything he says. Look out for the colour of glow sticks. That might not make sense right now, but it will when you watch it. And listen to the brief thing about the comet that's going to be passing by. Also, and that is up front at the beginning because that's kind of like the initial setup for thing getting weird.
Oh, yeah.
Also, like Primer, this starts in a kitchen.
I was going to say, we're watching these and you were just like, I hope Safety Guaranteed starts in a kitchen.
It did not.
And then as soon as that happened, you're like, this is the worst of the 3.
I remember that. That's true.
Yeah, I weren't very happy because I was just thinking, but Jake Johnson and Aubrey Plaza are in this movie.
Just to get into it a little properly, I couldn't find a budget on this. Or did I?
Did you or didn't you? No?
I thought I had. But it's not here. Okay. But it grossed 139,745... Wait, did I say that right? 139,745 US dollars is what it grossed.
Worldwide.
I assume worldwide.
Yeah. Apparently budget was estimated to be $50,000.
Okay, so they made a profit. That's good. It's directed by and written by James Ward Burkitt, or Byerkit. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's B-Y-R.
I think it's Burkitt.
And co-written by Alex Managian?
Something like that.
Manoogian. I have to learn to read my writing.
Yeah, please do.
It stars Emily Baldoni as M, Maury Sterling as Kevin, Nicholas Brendan as Mike, Elizabeth Grayson as Beth, Lorena Scafario as Lee, Hugo Armstrong as Hugh, Alex Manoogian as Amir, Lauren Mayer as Laurie, and I think that's it as the main 8 cast members.
Yeah.
Nicholas Brendan, everyone will, well, I say everyone, depends on the age of our listeners and what they're familiar with, but I would say a lot of people will know him as a Xander from Buffy.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Grayson was in the Highlander TV series. I can't remember what her character was called.
Amanda.
That's
It
it,
was Amanda.
And then she led the spin-off Highlander series, Highlander the Raven.
Yeah.
And I think she appears in one of the movies.
No.
No? She should have.
Yeah, she was supposed to be in Highlander Endgame, but wasn't.
Just to make it easier for anybody that's seen this movie and doesn't remember their character names, hopefully my little descriptions, what I've wrote down, will help. So, Nicholas Brendan, Xander. Emily Foxler, but she's now credited as Baldini. I think she's been married, or just changed her actor name. Blonde lady. Yeah. East follow?
Yeah.
And,
Can't read writing, can you?
No. No, I can't read my writing. I give up.
I'm guessing.
Amir is the goatee man. Lee is the nerd girl with glasses. Beth is Highlander lady. Hugh is the basement Liev Schreiber. His phone breaks at the table. Kevin is the cool guy.
Yep, I have him credited because you said to me, who is the cool guy? So I have cool guy in quotes from you.
And Laurie is the black-haired lady in brackets trouble because somebody says about her being trouble when they find out she's invited to this little dinner party of friends.
Yeah, I had her down as what you called her in quotes again. Is she the bitch?
Language, bro.
Yeah.
Could have just said B.
All right. In Laurie the... Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, they all come for this dinner party. I don't really know what they're celebrating. I don't remember. I'm not even sure if it's said. I think they're just meeting up after a while and not seeing each other. They go back sometime, don't they?
Yeah, I thought it was like a reunion type.
Yeah. But they all come to this dinner party and one of them starts talking about the comet. Hugh says that his brother's a theorist and he said that a lot of strange things happen around this comet and to stay inside. And then the signal goes out and his phone breaks. And then eventually the power goes out for a while. It looks like the whole block goes out and then they see a house a few blocks away with its lights on. And then strangely there's a knock at the door at some point and then paranoia kind of sets in. And I don't want to say much more because it'll really unravel the plot. And the plot is so much fun to just watch play out, I think.
Yeah.
So, you want to say about it?
The neighborhood was supposed to be fully dark, but they saw a house with lights on. So that got brought into the plot.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know what you know about this film.
No, I didn't know that, no.
I don't know
In
what...
fact, I don't think I've made any notes about trivia for this one.
No? Oh, well, you're in for a treat on this for us.
Sweet.
Because it was pretty much all improvised.
Really?
They had notes given, and at one point, I'm not even going to say who the characters are, but they are given opposite notes of what to do in the scene, and they have to convince the other one to do which.
Oh, that's clever. There's no wonder this film works so well.
Yeah, and the reason why...
Really experimental then, isn't it?
Yeah, and the reason why Alex Manoogian is actually a character in there, he's the one make sure the movie stays on track.
Right, okay. So it's almost like an improv show.
Yeah. And the director at one point had to step in to allow the movie just to continue because scenes were dragging on.
Yeah.
And they weren't letting it progress because of what their notes said to do.
Right, okay.
And apparently, Lorene Scafaria, and with Lee, she only figured out on the third day of the 5 days filming that this was not the comedy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's filmed all in 5 days at the director Burkett's house.
Right, okay. Is Lee the one that apparently just disappears for a while because she's gone for a nap?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the whole filmed at Burkett's home.
Right, okay.
The director's home, because apparently his wife was 8 months pregnant, so he wanted to be nearby.
Right.
So he asked if they could film in the house, and she agreed to it if they could do it in 5 days, which I thought was a bit odd. But they did it. Good on them.
Why 5 days?
That?
That one, isn't it? 5 days.
Yeah, got 5 days to film this. And they did it.
Well, from knowing that, this film is just it's just skyrocketed further up my favourites list.
Yeah. Another thing as well, it whole handheld, it's not just because of budget, that is due to the improvisation. So the actors could move around the room freely.
Okay, yeah. Because no one's knowing where anybody's going.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of the sci-fi elements in this are just building up then through notes of improv.
Yep.
Wow. I really like this film, and it's got a great end as well.
Yeah, I thought it was really well written and everything, and I saw that it was just kind of improvised, and they had notes to keep everything on track.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Even conflicting notes, I found that even more interesting.
To spark debate, but I guess that helps feed into the paranoia and part of the plot element that starts to build into it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I won't say much, but there's like this element of confusion amongst the group, and that's supposed to be relevant to the overall plot. And so they all end up randomly assigning a number to themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just great how it plays out. And I won't say anymore, but that number does become important.
Yeah. I don't really want to say what some of...
I know. I've made a lot of notes here about the film, but I don't want to share them.
Yeah. Some of the notes they were given, like, even to the things they weren't told, the director had to step in and be like, no, do not do that. We only have one of that item. Do not break it. Do not do this. Do not do...
What about people's broken phone? A given plot point needed, or
maybe their phone just broke on the day.
and he thought, I'll just work this into the plot.
Yeah, like the house with the lights on. Where I didn't say why the house had the lights on.
No,
it was because the other house with the lights on that weren't supposed to see, weren't supposed to be there. Apparently, they were filming a advert for Snickers.
What, with the house with the lights on?
Yeah, the other house that had the lights on were filming an advert for Snickers. So they had to kind of bring it into the plot due to the fact that they couldn't tell them to stop filming.
Yeah, but I don't think you even see that house.
No,
you just hear about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just because I heard about it, but I acknowledge it because I know that house had lights on. I see it.
How did they make sure everybody else had the lights off?
It might have been due to what time they were filming, maybe. I really don't know.
Or like if they were filming late
night, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure because I think some of the indoor shots, it looks like it's maybe daylight outside. There's a strange lighting to it. Yeah, if I could be wrong, but I thought I said something about that while we were watching it.
Yeah.
But this and Primer are my favourite two out of the ones we're discussing today. They're just so good and like so rudimentary with like how they're filmed, but so effective. Just top quality sci-fi, I think, on a low budget and like actual very little sci-fi elements shown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more about the human drama around a certain sci-fi element, isn't it?
I'm going to say a bit of that and the mystery behind stuff or whatever.
Yeah. But you really have to pay attention to what's being said.
Oh, yeah.
To follow them both. Safety not guaranteed. I don't know if you do so much. I mean, it's better if you do because you're picking up on the jokes as that is a comedy.
I'm going to say safety guaranteed. It's more listen to what Matt Duplass is saying. Kenneth. Listen to Kenneth.
Yeah.
Because everything sounds insane.
Yeah.
He is insane.
Listen to Kenneth sounds like its own movie.
Maybe
I'd definitely watch a movie if it was called Listen to Kenneth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you not?
Is Mark Duplass Kenneth in that as well?
Sure, why not? I love Mark Duplass. The more Mark Duplass, the better.
No, I think these are all solid films.
Yeah, definitely. And for low budget as well, just great and a little experimental, a little different.
Yeah.
Which is much nicer. Next week, I think we've planned on bringing some more expected to the sci-fi genre, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like they actually have that more sci-fi look to them, but I think they're all bigger budget than these.
Slightly bigger budget.
So
there's more known actors in them for a start.
Yeah. So we should probably wrap up. Or is there more you want to say?
I don't think there's much else I can say. I think I've said they're all great films.
Okay.
Like many a time.
Yeah, they really are worth checking out. And I think they're all under 2 hours, right?
I believe so. I think they're all like hour and a half movies.
Yeah, Coherence, hour 29.
Yeah.
Primer, an hour 17. And Safety Not Guaranteed, an hour 26. Yeah. So if you're stuck for time on a film and you enjoyed the sci-fi genre, these three are definitely worth your time for whatever mood you're feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
Primer and Coherence pair well together. Safety Not Guaranteed is a little bit of an outlier here. It's got a cleaner look and a more Hollywood feel, I think.
Well, yeah. But it is more of a...
It's still an indie film with a... Yeah. I mean, Safety Not Guaranteed is probably the least sci-fi out of the three.
Yeah, it's more about...
It's about the conspiracy of the ad, isn't it?
Yeah. Figuring out if that's real or not. If he's crazy or not.
I think he's crazy either way, right?
Yeah.
Mark Duplass is really good at them sort of characters. That's what makes the Creep film so good on Netflix.
You're advertising Netflix again.
Sadly, I don't particularly like Netflix as a company. I don't really like what they stand for.
I guess they mentioned it before, but maybe we should do the Netflix what's worth getting on your subscription list.
Yeah. Like a little Christmas list for Netflix films and TV.
Get the free month if you can, if there is one available, and these are what you've got to watch.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap us up.
All right. For Christmas.
Don't think people will want us for Christmas. Not me. I'm a broken man, Thomas. So that's the end of the show. Thank you for joining us this week. If you haven't given us a like and a subscribe and a review would be nice. We are cynic_critique on X and Instagram. Links to those can be found in our description. And remember to join us next week as we unearth more gems from cinema's depths as we discuss more post-2000s sci-fi with Frequency, Deja Vu, and Source Code. Goodbye.